Hey guys, it's Apex Investor. I just watched that interview with. I just watched that interview that Trey's Trades did with Wolf of Wall Street. There, you know what? I couldn't not do a video on it. I was so disappointed in in Jordan. There, I mean, we know Trey. We know how he's genuine, how he's real, and what a horrible guest. He scammed them of his money, of whatever money was given to him for that interview. That's a travesty. But you know what? I really do believe in the saying that no time is really wasted, for time reveals all things. And in this case, no money is wasted. I mean, it was wasted, but it wasn't wasted. It was wasted because he wasn't the person we thought he would be in terms of this movement with Wall Street bets. I'm talking about the spirit of Wall Street bets, not the subreddit. Wall Street bets is far gone. It does not exist the way it originally was meant to be. That has since been invaded by shills and hedge funds and short sellers and people who are being paid by those people. Yeah, it's a travesty what happened in that interview. Uh, Again, turns out he was an attention seeker. He just wanted people to, give him money. I'm talking about Jordan, and he got away with it. But at least we know, at least we know from now on not to interview people like that from the outside who are not really part of this movement. He was only spreading fear, uncertainty, and doubt. Um, he didn't do his due diligence. He didn't read the research. He didn't read the DDs. He didn't read the research. I just said that. But he hasn't been reading the forums. He's not well versed into what is going on behind the scenes. He's simply voicing his opinion based on what he's known in the past, but those rules have since changed. He doesn't even have a a solid understanding of Bitcoin. He thinks Bitcoin. I'm talking about Jordan Belfort. He thinks Bitcoin is like a stock. No, it's not like a stock. It's closer to gold. It's closer to the U.S. currency. Actually, way better than the U.S. Currency because the closest thing I can, the best comparison for Bitcoin is probably the US dollar before 1950 or before 1970. Uh, the moment they decided to remove the gold backing, so it's no longer backed by gold, that's what Bitcoin is like, except it's backed by gold, like digital gold. The reason I say that is it's pretty obvious. It's that you can't make any more Bitcoin. There's only a limited amount of Bitcoin, and that can only go up because, again, the value of it goes up as as the demand increases. I can't tell you how many people I know have actually sold Bitcoin. Nobody's selling Bitcoin. Uh, as far as I know, I haven't sold not even a little bit of Bitcoin, not even a 0.001 of Bitcoin. I've only bought and accumulated Bitcoin. That's all I've done. Um, I remember buying it back when it was worth 10,000, 20,000. That was back in anyway, but that's not the point. The point of this video is the interview, and it's a shame. It's a shame what happened. I wish Trey would interview me. I know that probably will never happen, but if he ever did, I think we would really vibe in terms of our our genuineness, if that's even a word. He's a he's a good guy. You can just I mean, we don't even have to talk about stocks. I mean, preferably we'll talk about the stocks, AMC, GameStop. I know he's all about AMC, whereas I used to be all about GameStop. Now I'm finding myself at uh, a point in my life or a point in my stock career that that how they're intertwined in their destinies. That in order for AMC to go to the moon, to the proverbial moon of 1,000, whatever you think it's going to, and yeah, the short times, they're just going to repeat it for the millionth time. Is that once GameStop gets to that 1,000, 10,000, whatever the peak is, you're going to have multiple, not just multiple, you're going to have millions of investors who have made their millions off of GameStop. They're going to see what's going on, the tomfoolery, the nonsense that's going on with AMC, and they're saying, "Wait a minute, AMC hasn't squeezed yet. Let's fix that. We're going to just invest millions into AMC all at the same time, not the same time, like the same minute, but the same day, and you're going to start seeing during market hours a boost. You're going to see after hours a boost. You're going to see pre-market a boost, and AMC is going to go to the moon as well. It's going to be in the thousands as well. But again, GameStop has to get there first because it's already on its way. So that has to snowball, and then whatever we get from GameStop will be added to AMC, and then trigger that short squeeze, mother of all short squeezes. We'll actually have not just one; we'll have two mother of all short squeezes. And you know what? I've been theorizing it might not even be one; it might be multiple. We might actually have multiple short squeezes. Unprecedented, but we live in unprecedented times. So the reason I wanted to make this video again, I was disappointed in Jordan Belfort. Trey, you can't put any blame on him at all. He did his job. He brought his realness to it. He brought the questions. He was positive. He was respectful. He maintained his dignity. Uh, he was real to us. He was real to his guest. But I can't say the same thing about his guest. So it's sad, but you learn from that. And yeah, I think next time he does an interview, it should be with this guy who did the DD for Citadel Has No Clothes and the Everything Short. Uh, Username is A Tobit. I don't know what his real name is, but A Tobit. I'm going to be doing a video, two videos, one on each of his DDs. I don't know if he has any other ones, but that's how big his research has been, how important it is. He's done probably the most extensive research I've seen in a long time in regards to these stocks. Looking at the amount of awards he's received for this DED, I've never seen that many awards given to any post in my life. And then we look at the Everything Short, Tobit, TOB, lots of awards. There's nothing fake about this DED. It's very, very real. Wow. My goodness, this guy. Accolades up the wizzo. So ATOBITT. That guy, should be interviewing him. If I get lucky and I get interviewed by Trey's Trades, it's just going to be me, being thankful and being happy and just agreeing with, what, we're going to agree on almost everything and just giving each other accolades. Well, mostly me giving him accolades because, I mean, I'm just a regular guy. Uh, yeah, I want to end this video saying that, Trey has been a great blessing, not just on me, but a lot of people, like thousands of people who have joined this movement are uncertain because this is an uncertain time we live in terms of these, stock market. We look at the relative stability of both stocks, GameStop and AMC, and it doesn't seem to be where we were in February is where we are right now. That's where we are. Uh, the 20 days plus of just flatlining, it's a good sign because the stock is stable. It's not dropping. And no matter how hard they try, the short sellers cannot bring it to $0. They may try, but they're only going to get met with a big wave of buyers who are going to bring the stock even higher to to the gamma squeeze. Basically, you're going to see so much volume, that's going to drive the price. So that's why they're very uh, cautious in how they're proceeding, because they know one wrong move, they bring the stock too low, they're going to get so much volume, it's going to drive it to trigger the squeeze. But if they allow the price to get too high, then that also triggers the squeeze. There's they're like in a room full of booby traps, and they can't move. They have to navigate, kind of like if you ever seen Entrapment, like Catherine Zeta-Jones going under all those lasers, kind of thing. They're screwed no matter what they do, but they're just basically they're delaying the inevitable. That's what they're doing. So that's what they're doing. And again, this movie, this video is about Trey's trades. Uh, I wanted to give him a lot of respect for everything he's done. I'm gonna forecast on Trey's trades, on his portfolio, on his picks, on his potential as an investor. I'm very bullish on Trey. I think he's gonna be a millionaire. Uh, it's not a guarantee, but if I had a probability scale, it'd be 90%. He's gonna end up a millionaire and multimillionaire because this guy knows his stocks. He picks very good stocks. The only thing I would advise him if I ever got interviewed with him, I'd say you're gonna have to work on your entry points. That's my only criticism, because he relies too heavily on the Fibonacci, the EMAs, like all these, the George W. I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying they're not the most reliable indicators of determining true support. And that's why I made my channel, because true support is really in the historical. When you look at this historical charts, if I'm looking at a stock like GameStop, because we're all looking at that in AMC, and I'm saying, oh, you know what, GameStop has strong support at 160. You'd probably think, yeah, it is 160. It's a strong buy. And I would tell you, wrong. 160 is too high. Think again. 120? Yeah, it's actually a little closer. But if you would ask me my heart of hearts, what's the real support? It's 60 to 120. Don't buy any higher than that. That's the true support. It's a wide range, but even 140 is not good enough. 120, you're very safe, because if you look at the charts, go look at them yourself, you'll see the volume spike at these prices, 60 to 120. And again, resistance. I hate to say this, because we want the short squeeze to happen. I believe it's going to happen unless they do some corrupt corrupt tactics again, all over again. The likelihood of that is pretty high. I'd say 50-50. They want to screw us over again in terms of the short squeeze. They want to diffuse it, uh, put out the fire before it starts. You have the dynamite and you have the uh, the fuse, and it's getting closer to the dynamite. They're gonna try to snuff that out and put out the spark. So the resistance to me looks like 350 to 480. Obviously, that's what it has been since January. Uh, so I'd say, Trey, you're going places. He probably already has 100,000, I think, because of just from YouTube. So I mean, that's great. Um, because we know from watching that interview, was again not his fault. The guest was very opportunistic. He was an attention seeker. He rode the took advantage of the apes who are very passionate about this, AMC and GameStop, and he spoke of it as if it was over. It's not over. We're just getting started. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. And the thing was, Trey wasn't agreeing with him so much. He wasn't agreeing with Jordan to say, yeah, I believe you're right. He was only saying, I see your point. That's he's just acknowledging that he understands what he's saying, but not that he agreed with him at all. I don't think that's what was happening in that interview. Um, but it's a shame. It's just a shame that the interview didn't go so well. But that's part of life. You learn from your mistakes, just like we saw with GameStop going to 480. It almost hit 500, but it just, it was halted, and it was not the fault of GameStop. It was not our fault either. It was the fault of those people who uh, changed the rules when things weren't fair to them. They changed the rules, and that's the situation we had with this interview. I'm not saying it's a big travesty to the same level. I'm just saying that it just wasn't. It left a bad taste in my mouth. It got my blood boiling. I was so pissed off after watching that interview that you know pretty much he lied through his teeth. That's the way. I'm not saying Jordan lied, but he presented himself on Twitter as a person that was bullish, that was for this movement, and then it's like he stabbed us in the back. Yeah. He just used his name and, that movie and all that to make money off of a genuine, nice person like Trey, a young investor like him that just wants to help people out. And he was taken advantage of. And we saw that over the 40 minutes of that interview. He was taken advantage of. But thankfully, well, hopefully that he can make that money back from the views that he's making or that he's receiving on YouTube. So I think he's going to do that. And again, I'm very bullish on Trey. I think he's going to be a millionaire very soon. I'm not going to say in the next year, but at least in the next 10 years, he'll be very well off. I just pray for him. I pray for his health. I don't have to, his channel's doing well. I don't have to really pray for that. But, if you don't know about him and you only know about me for whatever reason, for some oddity like that, you should go to his channel, Trey's Trade, subscribe to him and give him a like and all that stuff. Because he's not only a good channel and entertaining, but seems like a good person too. And I'm all for that. Um, yeah, I'm disappointed in that interview. The interviewee, not the interviewer, he did a good job. So that's all I have to say about that. I'm gonna have to do a few videos tomorrow. Obviously, the daily update will be posted after the trading hours, and then I'll do two videos probably before that on the DD from A Tobit. We have one, the Citadel has no clothes, and the Everything Short. I don't think he has a YouTube channel, so that's otherwise I would just watch it on his channel if he had done videos on those. But otherwise, I will read them just so I can understand it for my own benefit, but for other people's benefit too. If in case you don't know anything about these DDs, they're quite lengthy. So, I mean, I would appreciate if someone had done videos on them because I would like to hear someone read it to me. I'm a little lazy to have to read it, but that's what I'm doing tomorrow. So I'm going to do those. And then most likely before Monday, I'll do one of my big three. I have a big three, a group of three videos coming out. Uh, this one I'll have to do before Monday because that's really the deadline for what's about to happen coming up on Monday. It's very time sensitive, so that has to come out uh, the latest midnight of Monday before the trading session for sure. And then I've got two other videos. I won't reveal what those are about, but they are very huge. You will know when I post those. So thank you very much for your time. That's all I have to say about the Trace Trades and Wolf of Wall Street interview. Again, Trey did a great job. Uh, it shows his potential as an interviewer. He did a great job. I think the next time he does an interview, I mean, he did a great one with Uncle Bruce. That was a really good interview, just top notch. Um, I mean, he should really be hired by ESPN. If ESPN decided to do a stock market section of their, they have a golf channel, they have billiards, they have chess. Why don't they have a stock market, ESPN stock market? Trey would be perfect. He would be perfect. I'm not even, without a doubt, he'd be perfect. He'd bring in the young blood. People would I mean, you already have young blood into the stock market. So many people are interested in the stock markets, but Trey would just bring such a, uh, realness to it and excitement. And I think they should just televise his stuff on ESPN. That's how good his stuff is. He makes Jim Cramer look, well. I'm even gonna say Jim Cramer just looks like a joke compared to Trey's real. He's got the excitement. He knows his stuff. He's still learning, and he's very motivated. Uh, I've learned stuff from him, to be honest. So um, again, my only criticism is the entry points, because he relies heavily on these various formulas like the Fibonacci and the retracement, Fibonacci retracement. You've got the W formation. You've got all these different different not statistics, they're metrics, different metrics that you look at to determine, is this a good pick or not? Is this a good entry point? But at Apex Investor, we just look at the most extreme, the most extreme levels of buying, because when you do that, you get the extreme levels of profit. So it's pretty much in line with what Warren Buffett was saying when you don't just buy low in terms of 1 month or 3 months. You buy low in terms of 1, 2 years, 5-year levels. I mean, we look at the 52-week range, and normally you'd want to pick it up, at the 52-week low, preferably not somewhere in between. And then you want to preferably sell at the 52-week high, or maybe even all-time high. So that's what it's all about when it comes to Apex trading. And I think if Trey just employed those kind of tactics, and Trey, if you're watching this, uh, look at Quick Fingers Luke. His videos are very, very good in terms of establishing where's your support, or he calls it bases. Where's your base, and where's your resistance? Uh, Again, he determines that just from looking at the the height of the bounce. When the stock goes down, how high is it bouncing up? How much volume is also revealed? How many buyers are there? And what else? Yeah, the height of the bounce. How high is it rebounding? You're just looking at the height of the uh, the bounce, the support. He puts it in way better terms than I can right now. But if he masters that, oh man, he's going to be a millionaire like less than 5 years. So he's doing very well for himself. Trey is, and I'm very happy because of all people, he does deserve it without a doubt. Um, Again, I'm just disappointed in the how the interview went. It's not his fault. I don't know what else to say. I just needed something. I just need to vent about it because I don't. No one else. I can't vent to anyone else about that. Like, hey, I'm really pissed off about that interview. uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but when it comes to the stock market, I think one of the biggest things is just to remain calm and level-headed, not to panic, not to invest with your emotions, because you know what? When you do that, you do get burned. A lot of people, including myself, when GameStop was starting to bubble there, I remember buying it at $45, $60, and uh, I was being fed a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt from people I knew, not even the news, from people that I knew that were also investing in. And I was influenced, and I ended up selling it at a much lower price, even losing money. And that's not how you play this game. But I learned from that because you could see just in the days after I sold that, I think it was 90, 110, something like that, 120. And then it went up to 300, 400, 480. I thought, oh my goodness, what did I do? So I eventually bought back, and I think I bought like at 400. Like, what the heck? Because I thought the short squeeze was happening, and it was bound to happen. But we got screwed by the the people shutting us down, Robinhood and all that. So, I played it wrong that the first go around, and then the second time around, played it much smarter. I was more patient. I even bought a share at $60. I was proud of myself for that. Bought a share of AMC at what, $5, $6, and I was proud of myself for that. Um, and then when it squoze, I wouldn't say it squoze, but I mean when it started to go up, when was that? At the end of February, made a lot of money from that. So I played it right. And now we're at the period of time where it's just a big flat line. And again, it's the calm before the storm. The squeeze is happening, and I don't know. I'm going off track right now. Basically, the point of this video is, Jordan Belfort was not on our side, and it's a bad idea to give those people a platform who are not really part of this movement. Um, it's a shame because how do you vet somebody like that? How do you vet someone like that? I think one way is, I guess, through their Twitter, and his Twitter was not a good. It was not a good indication because he was not saying anything very substantial about either stock. He was just doing some cryptic, I don't know, acronyms and things like that. And that was just like, what is that even about? He's stoking the flames, but in the meanwhile, he's got a knife ready to stab us when we turn our backs on him. Um, but you have people like I think it was Joshua James. His Twitter is really good. So if I were to interview somebody off Twitter, it'd be Joshua James. Or if Trey wants to interview somebody, it would be him. Again, A Tobit is probably the guy you want to talk to. He's the guy that did the two DDs. Again, ATOBITT. That's the guy you want to interview. Actually, Andrew Mo Money interviewed him. I didn't watch the interview, the full thing. I watched a segment, and normally you'd have people voicing their opinions, and they don't. It's not just the presentation; just something about them seems a little off kilter. He, the vibe I picked up from him is he knows his stuff. Uh, he wasn't talking nonsense. Like he actually, you could tell that not only is he knowledgeable. I mean, it's one thing to be knowledgeable, but it's another thing to present it in a way that can be digested, that can be received in the appropriate way. So for people like me to understand it, for people with an average intelligence to understand such big concepts and complex DD like that he had completed there, had written up. Okay, that's all I have to say. Oh man, it's getting late, but I want to do those two videos tomorrow on his DD there, and the daily update. Got a lot of things on the ledger. We also have again a really big video coming out before Monday. I plan to do that most likely on Sunday. For some reason, I get a lot of views on Sunday. I don't know why, but Sunday is going to be a huge day uh, in terms of the video I'm releasing. It has a lot to do with the stock market. It has a lot to do with predictions. But these are not predictions that are just throwing darts on a board. They're very. It's going to be scary. Not scary like a horror movie. It's going to be like Nostradamus type of scariness. Um, and this person who I'm getting the stuff from has been right in the past multiple times, and not just in the stock market, a lot of different things. So I'm going to be reading some of his stuff. It's not going to be a long video by any stretch, but we'll see where it goes. So that's all I have to tell you about that interview. You know what? Just kudos to you, Trey, for doing what you did, and for keeping your cool and treating your guest with respect. And just keep it up with your channel. I mean, your picks are great. You're gonna be a millionaire, and I mean, it's not just about the money. I know it's really about. You could be a billionaire. Anyone can be a billionaire, but if you're not a good person, what value is that to you? So not only will Trey, I predict he will become a millionaire, but I hope he stays the same like humble and all that. And I do think he would. Uh, he's not going to let it get to his head because he already has hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views, and he still maintains his keeps a level head about that. So that's all I have to say for that. So have a good night, everybody. I'll catch you tomorrow. I have three videos for tomorrow, and then a fourth video for Sunday. So four videos coming up in the next in the next 3 days or so. So thank you again for your support for my channel. It means a lot to me. Thanks.